Hi, Ossie. Hi, Soph. Hi, Alfred.
Hi Neta!
Hi, Netta.
Very good starting. Very good starting. Yossi, we have special guests in plural. So we have Soph and we have Alf together with us. And today we really have something special, something different. We are going to share with our audience the workshop or tips and the great workshop that Soph and Alf led with Allianz. Now, why it's important? Because they are actually going to share with us and give us their best practice about how to do the best demo, how to do the best pitch. So when Soph and Alf said that it's special, and we thought about it, actually many people can benefit from listening to this session because it's I think a very unique experience hosting and a workshop of 40 people from various business units. So Yossi, this is a very different, very special. I'm sure
I'm
that
curious.
both of us and all our audience are going to enjoy the session. Not only enjoy, also take some valuable input. And with that, Soph and Alf, thank you very much for stepping into this challenge, and the floor is yours.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm laughing already. Thank you, Nessa, for that introduction. Yeah, Alfred and I are fresh back from Munich. We went there a few weeks ago. We were invited by our colleagues at Allianz to deliver a workshop on the Lucas platform. And this wasn't any old workshop, it was to 40 people, including the what we call Alfred and I call the big cheeses. So the people who sign off budgets, and Allianz have a very big contract with us. The people who make decisions. So it was a big workshop, invited up into the Bavarian mountains on their company away day to showcase all of the best things about Lucas. And when Alfred, James, and I were talking about this workshop, we were trying to figure out what was the best way of wowing them within the first minute of starting, because when you have that many people in front of you face to face, this was not online, this was all of us in one big room
Wow.
with Alfred and I up on the stage with a projector. You've got to very quickly translate in, not in their native language, because we're speaking English and obviously they speak German, but we've got to very quickly wow them. And one of the things that Alfred and I came up with was obviously making a video, drinking from our own champagne and making a video to wow them within those crucial first minutes of the workshop. And I think it's safe to say, when thinking about the video and thinking how to wow them, we really thought about our audience. And there's several things that we know about Allianz. One, they like quirky new technology. Two, they absolutely love Alfred. And three, I know that we were starting with an audience of varying degrees of knowledge about IDMU, knowledge about AI, knowledge about Lucas itself, and lots of other things. So it was about cramming into 60 seconds top things that audience to know about Lucas and things that they could do, doing something fun and funny involving Alfred, and thirdly, testing out some of the newer pieces of technology and features within the Lucas platform that have been released by the product team, and things that Allianz would find useful and fun to do. So this was the basis of our video, and I think it's really important to think of these things when you're pitching, because if you try to cram everything in about Lucas, I mean, honestly, you could make a 30 to 60-minute video that no one is necessarily going to watch. So it's really
Yeah.
important to pinpoint what are the bits that are going to capture attention, excite and engage, but also sell the important parts of your product for the audience that you're addressing. And yeah, we made a video all using Lucas. I think I did it within an hour. Alfred,
Wow.
it features Alfred as an avatar. Alfred was slack noting me. Alfred, in fact, you could tell. What did you slack note me for your voice to do the voice cloning?
Oh, I read an article. I just read an article from the newspaper about some complete nonsense, and just sent that to Soph. And within, I don't know, 20 minutes, you had a, a
Your
voice.
voice.
Doesn't sound exactly like me, but it's pretty close to it. It's pretty scary.
I listened to it, and if I would close my eyes, oh, this is Alfred, of course.
That's terrifying because I don't think it sounds like me. But that's that thing about how you hear your voice and how you hear
Correct.
people. So yeah, there you go.
So basically what you've created, like it's the hook for the workshop.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Like, so if I'm like trying to structure your main essence of being here as well and talking to all IDEMU employees and colleagues, etc., this is like the structure of how you create a perfect pitch. You start with a hook, like we start with, videos or something like
But
that.
not just any old hook. I think it's really important that we're drinking from our own champagne, and that we're actually showing people that we are using our technology to showcase back to you, not just getting a PowerPoint up and going through the PowerPoint slides, which any salesperson in any AI video production organization can do, but actually producing something that has been thought about for the people viewing it. I think that is the most important thing. If we can't do that, then like I say, you become generic. You know what I mean?
Sure. No,
Yeah,
of course.
And
I,
almost
I,
forgettable.
I will even, what I learned about the great hook is from what I learned from you. So you need to know your audience. Like,
Yeah.
who are they? You said that you should know what do they like. So they like technology, they like Alfred, the contact, or their, PM. So it's also important. And it should be fun. And when you architect it, you actually said, I need to earn their curiosity and excitement. This is the end goal of the hook. And we
Yeah.
just said how we do it. So this is great. Are we going to see and listen to the video?
I think
I am going to share it. Sorry,
The
go
other-
on, Alfred.
the other thing that's important is that in a lot of these things, that there's a golden rule in filmmaking, which is show, don't tell. It's much more interesting to show people something rather than say, oh, we can do all this great stuff. Well, rather than talk about all the great stuff, we can show you what we've done. And I think that's quite powerful as well to people to actually see the results of it there rather than you talking about how great it is.
Totally agree.
Exactly. I'm not going to show all of the video, but we will watch up to the Alfred part because that, I'll be honest, was the one that had howls of laughter. People were loving it and being like, "Oh my God, it sounds so much like you. It looks like you." And it also helps add in, I think, a little bit of humor into scripts. You don't want to be too serious about these things. So I'm going to play it, enjoy, and we'll see what you think afterwards.
Did you share with?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. We hear. I just wanted to ask if you
Okay.
shared with sound. Great.
I did share sound.
Hello there. Yes, it's me, or at least a very handsome digital tribute to me. I'm Alfred's avatar, powered by Lucas. Clever, isn't it? Lucas is our
There you
I
go.
think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. I can just imagine that when the people, around the room saw it, they probably immediately looked at Alfred and they were like laughing out loud.
Just
Am I
laughing in
correct?
my
Yeah,
face. Just laughing in my face. Yeah.
So I hope you were not offended there.
No, used to it. I'm used to it. It's fine.
Great. So we have the hook. We know that we need to it's not, you said it great, like don't be generic. Know the audience put, the people that they are familiar with. In this case, Alfred was there, his voice even, they heard his voice. Great. What else?
Uh,
What
what
else did you
important
learn?
what important thing actually for the hook, just to add, I think it's important to choose the features carefully that you're putting in the video. Now, I know for Allianz, they love new technology. They had already seen a little bit of Lucas, because obviously in our calls with them, we've touched on it, but we really wanted wow pieces. And for me, that was the cloning of the voice, so creating voice presenters. And it was also obviously that avatar element, because everybody enjoys seeing people they know up on screen. Now, I'm not saying that people have to do this in every pitch in terms of, oh, it has to be voice and it has to be avatar, because Sophia says that's not the case. Some people may really like seeing very accurate Getty images in a video, I don't know, about claims insurance. I don't know, whatever it is. But I think you need to think very carefully about what I would call maybe, just some star of the shows pieces of technology from our platform that you really want to call out. And you want to call out to them because of the value that they can add to the session that you're doing. So in this case, with the voice cloning for Alfred, even though I've done it with Alfred and his voice, we've actually gone on to use that voice cloning technology in Allianz's POC with a native German speakers, so that they can have real accurate sounding localized voices. And that for them is a huge, it's an important piece of technology that they are, happy, hopefully, touch wood, once we sign the deal, happy to pay for. So I think there's some strategic thinking here in what you are using, because it loops back to what I was saying before. You cannot fit every single feature that because Lucas has a plethora of features now, an absolute plethora. So you can't, I don't think you can fit everything into that first hook. You need to choose one or two that's really going to give that wow.
So I'm taking I think one word that really resonates is the value. So you should choose carefully. And how do you choose? What's the value for the client, the specific client? So this is something very, it's a great tip, another great tip.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would just, you've only got limited time, so I would think carefully. And you don't want to, I think, and to make it very slick and very sharp, is
How
my
long was
learning.
the workshop, Sof?
2
Oh
hours.
gosh, Alfred, how long was it? 2 hours.
2 hours. So we ran it
2 hours.
similarly to the internal sessions that we've done, which have been very good. When we did those, the breaking off into groups, and you have a driver and you have a report person and everything. We ran it in a very similar fashion to that, in terms of we had Soph we did. James did a little intro for 5 minutes. Soph ran through the demo for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Then we had a little bit of setup, and then broke off into groups for 45 minutes to make a video. And we were all running around each of the groups, just checking everyone's all right and things are working, things are not working. We had Rona, we had Daya at the computers fixing things in the background for us, which was fantastic. And then we kind of ran out of time to show everyone's videos at the end, which was a bit of a shame, because they got into making the videos and we didn't have enough time to go through and see everyone's. Only watched a few select options. But yeah, those, I would say actually, those sessions that we ran, or that you guys ran internally, were very much a blueprint for what we did live, in terms of
Wow.
break it down
Yeah,
into
the
people.
creator challenge.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
creator
creator
Yeah.
challenge, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes,
very
wow.
much
I'm very happy that we are
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah. So we got five. I think we had 5 people in a group. One person who'd already used Lucas before, because we'd already done a session with them, just showing them like high level. So they'd had it, and then we had one person who was meant to be reporting back, which kind of didn't really happen in the end. And they had a few people giving feedback. But yeah, and they all did very different things, and they all went on very different journeys, I would say, to get to the videos that they got to. But yeah, when they've also carried on, for the next few weeks, I think they're going to use it and try and actually produce something beyond some of the more light-hearted videos that they did show. I don't know if we want to show Soph one of the key.
Well, I am gonna show. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Alfred's right. So yeah, we structured it. We did a small introduction with James as, you know, the director of sales. We did our hook, a very, very short demo of Lucas, actually, because we want people using it. You don't want to hear me talking about using it.
Yeah.
And we got them into groups, and straight away, you know, a good 45 minutes to an hour of actually in the platform creating things. And we didn't actually leash them to any particular topic. We said, you have
Freestyle.
freestyle. You have generative media. You know, we've set up some voices. We've done this, that, and the other. Go and be free, because we want to see what you're going to come up with. And it doesn't have to just be very, very corporate communications. You can do a different take on your corporate communications. And bearing in mind, we had, you know, as I said, we had C-level people, senior people, and then people, you know, on the bottom rung. So a big mix of people of all varying technical abilities, and everyone working in small teams trying to get the best video. Now, the video I'm going to show you is actually from our main stakeholder, who's part of the senior team. So it's the equivalent of, I would say, one of the cliches making this video.
Wow. But wait, so before I have two questions, because the video will be a great closure to this session, but I want to ask two questions. One, any special feedback that you heard, like on the spot, that you are happy to share with us from the team, the 40 people, one or two feedback that you took and said, wow, we are so happy that we did it?
I think I'll share one, and Alfred, you can share one, because I know you worked with quite a few of the groups upstairs and I was downstairs. I had a lot of the people downstairs saying, you know, wow, at the sheer capabilities of the platform. You know, oh, I can generate assets. I have my voice. I can do this. I can do that. And look, I've made my video. And I think it was the speed in which they could actually, they could produce a video. It was the speed. Now, the video may not have been perfect. And some of them are like, I would go away and perfect this, which we're not claiming to make 100% perfect videos. But I do think it was the sheer speed, the sheer speed of it.
I would say the generative AI bit was the bit that blew people's minds, that you can, because one team really wanted to do all of it in the prompt rather than kind of refine it in touch-ups. They kind of very prompt heavy, but I think that the fact that they could imagine something, type it, and it did actually appear, and in a cohesive video for them, and forgive us, it's all in German, so we've got no idea what the videos are about, so they might be completely rubbish. But the fact is they managed to, you know, because a lot of it was, some of it, and it was interesting, different groups who you got, because some groups went much more wild, as we'll see in a minute, and some people went very much down our more typical route of like, here's a video, we've got the visual framework, and we're going to keep with this, with the graphics and stuff. But some people just went really wild with it and kind of lent into it and enjoyed being able to, I think, explore their imaginations with it.
Cool.
Great.
Cool.
And one more question. My last question, Yossi, do you want to ask also a question, or?
No, I'm pretty amazed, because I'm familiar with that feeling, but it's always like nice to hear it from outside and to hear that people are being amazed how easy, or once they get familiar a little bit with a good introduction, it becomes really like a bicycle. You start, you know, riding it. So it's easy. After 2 hours, people who are not familiar or not experienced with video at all suddenly can produce videos, and that's amazing.
Definitely. And one last question for me. So, after this experience of 2 hours, I hear that you know, the structure is very clear. There was an opening, demo, a hands-on experience, and probably some kind of a summary. And you started with the hook. We talked about the hook at the beginning of this tip of the week. So my question, I don't know if you already thought about it. One thing that you or would have done differently that you are going to do differently the next time that you
Oh, I
learn.
know.
You
I
have?
know.
I know as well.
Okay. I see it's a
Go
good
on,
question.
Go on, Alfred. Well, let's see if it's the same as mine.
Well, what we did, we were very diligent, and the night before we sat down and we tested stuff, and we checked that the videos all work, and we had our prompt all set up, and we had the prompt in a Word doc, and we had the prompt for the AI for the asset generation. It was all set up, and we did it in my account, and we did it in Soph's account. And what we didn't do was do it in the client account where they were all going to work the next day. So then when we got there on the next day and we set it all up and they were off and running, we found that we had not set up asset generation and
No, we'd turned it off. We'd turned it off.
Right, right.
For a
So,
previous POC, we turned it off because they just wanted to use Getty.
yeah. So then we had to madly scramble, and that's where I was saying Rona and Dyer at the back end, and we're like, please do turn it back
Yeah.
on. So turn it back on, turn it back, refresh. And so that's why we're all running around. But it all came together. And so one of the groups spent the video they were about to watch, they spent a long time trying to do it, and they got in the script and blah, blah, blah. And then they couldn't generate the AI media to actually implement in their video. But in the last, 15 minutes, so probably?
Max, the last 15 minutes, so we had the Gen AI turned back on with the animation because we had turned it off because certain members were testing out Lucas prior to this workshop, and they said, can you turn off all generative media assets? Okay, fine, we turned them off. I totally forgot. We all forgot to turn it back on until that moment of this person over here wants to do quite extensive generative media creation. And I was like, oh no, that's turned off and we haven't turned it back on. But anyway, problem was solved super quick. Thank you, Rona and Dyer. And we turned it back on. And actually, this team had the last 10 minutes of the session and they completed their video. And they haven't just completed a video. This is probably the wildest video I've ever seen made on Lucas,
Cool.
in my opinion.
And it
Cool.
says something.
Yeah.
It says something about the
It's
Germans as
crazy.
well, because they found this absolutely hilarious. Like
I loved it.
they were cracking up, and I think it's quite nice when you go to a corporate thing like that. If people are laughing, they will probably remember that more than they will something
Memorable.
right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, but just a small, very important thing about what you shared there, Alfred, is that even when we do a workshop for you guys, I know Neta is assembling all the people who are actually can contribute that to make the workshop work. So maybe it's another tip. Just maybe do a quick session with Rona or Daya, whatever, to fully get aware that you need to switch on or off something before. Maybe we need to do a to-do list for workshop, just something like that. But
What 100%. That is something. So that's something we've already implemented for our UK-based workshops. A quick checklist of is generative media added on, is Animate on, has somebody gone and made a generative media asset and animated it, and it's fine.
account settings, etc.
Exactly. Account settings, even going as far as, we set up the brand, the tone of voice, the visual identity. We had that already pre-done. And I would advise anyone, again, if you're doing a sales pitch, if you're doing a workshop, if you're doing a demo, do your homework and your preparation. Fail to prepare, you're going to prepare to fail. So make sure your preparation is done.
I'm taking this sentence. Say it again.
Yeah, I'll slack it to you later afterwards. But yeah, definitely have a checklist. And this is something we are going to do because, like I said, there's so many features now. You almost need a checklist to be like, has this been checked? All the items that you're going to do in your workshop, or the features that you're planning on using. And I know this is something in the States. I know about the Chase workshop. This is something that they did really well because they were doing avatars and all kinds of things. Obviously, checking this was all okay. So yeah, that would be my absolute number one workshop tip or demo tip.
Wow.
But now
So
you guys have
I know,
You
no,
guys haven't
you're
seen
going.
this video.
No, you're going to show. Before this, I think that, I learned so many things in this session. Thank you very much for, just for the idea, and coming. And I hope to have Lindsay coming in as well. I called
Oh,
Lindsay
yeah.
because she did the workshop. She led the workshop. She and of course Abby and the other team member. But I think that maybe it's a good thing also to host Lindsay and to share her insights. And I think that we can definitely learn more and more from every experience. And with that, let's see the video.
Okay, now you guys haven't seen this, so your
No.
reactions are going to be
Yeah,
interesting.
this will
So,
be Yossi and myself were singing it the first time together with all the audience.
yeah, so as I said before, this was made by a very senior member of staff. Again, she's somebody who signs off on the budgets, somebody who we really had to impress with Lucas. And I have to say, she actually sent James a lovely message on LinkedIn about how much she enjoyed the sessions. And she came up to me on the day and said how much fun she'd had. And it was really great. So I think we're in a good
What's her
place.
role?
She is the senior manager of the team that we work with, so the consultancy team. So her name is Verena, and I believe these were her ideas. And this is what she made on Lucas.
This is something.
Okay, let's watch.
Yeah, it's about careful driving, isn't it, or something? I've forgotten what the brief was, but it's all in German. But they absolutely went wild for this.
Oh, sorry, did I add sound? Sorry, let me just check that I've
had
added
sound earlier.
sound. Apologies. Oh, I did add sound earlier. That was fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. I have added sound. Right. Are you guys ready? You're going to be amazed.
Okay.
Let's go. Oh.
Ein Faultier im Anzug startet den Porsche. Der Jaguar-Beifahrer ahnt bereits das Chaos. Vollgas durch die Stadt. Abruptes Bremsen an der Ampel. Scharfe Kurven. Knapp bei Rot durchgerast. Der gestresste Jaguar wirft verzweifelt Geldscheine aus dem Fenster. So teuer wird schlechtes Fahren. Besser werden mit Telematik der Allianz, du Dulli. Zeit für den entscheidenden Wechsel am Steuer. Jetzt fährt der Jaguar. Gleichmäßig, vorausschauend, telematikkonform. Das spart richtig Geld und Nerven bei beiden. Beide Tiere strahlen glücklich, umgeben von fliegenden Herzen. Wohlstand durch besseres Fahren, das funktioniert wirklich. Der Porsche fährt davon mit Just Married Kennzeichen. Telematik macht nicht nur reich, sondern auch glücklich.
Wow.
Ein Faultier im Anzug.
Sorry, not again.
Not
What
again.
do you think, guys?
It's amazing. I mean, funny, and probably wants to the profile of that. I don't know, senior.
No, I'll be honest. We were all quite surprised, weren't we, Alfred, when she was like, "Look what I've made."
Yeah, it's off the wall. It's completely off the wall. It's insane.
No, she went wild. I think it's hilarious. I loved it. I really loved it.
Yes.
Without knowing even one word in German.
Just got married. I didn't know that's in German.
But they didn't. The unfortunate thing is they didn't have enough time to actually amend, because I think that's the thing. They would have spent a longer time amending those shots. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty inventive. That was the first one that got shown, and the other ones are a bit of a letdown from that because it was bonkers.
Wow.
Apart from the alien one was good. That social media alien video.
Yeah.
I'll find it. You can send it in an email to people, but that was pretty good.
Cool.
Wow. So, guys, what I also hear, not just between the line, and I think it's great that you actually enjoyed yourself a lot as a team, as, people that now need to go on stage and introduce our product. And I think when you enjoy at work and you are proud and you're working with a great team, what else do we need? Right?
I would say, yeah, the 24 hours leading up to it weren't enjoyable. We were stressed out, but actually it was very enjoyable thereafter. So yeah, we had really good reactions. So we were pleased.
So, Yossi, what do you want to tell Soph and Alf before we
I'm looking for the next workshop. Maybe for
And
80
and I will,
people or more. And let us know what happened with Alliance in the end.
yeah, now we are curious.
Yeah, we'll let you know. We will let you know.
So we are sure that you did everything, to impress them. I'm sure you have. Cross fingers that it will be signed. Again, thank you so very much. So thank you very much, Alf. It was really a great tip of the week. And as Yossi said, I'm waiting for the next one.
Yeah, and methodology can be fun.
And that bombshell.
Drop the mic.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.